Happened. Oh, it paused.
Hey everybody! Whoa! Hello! Welcome to Altspace VR. The best and the best. We are news and updates in Altspace VR. So my name is Laurel, and I am here to welcome you to the new year. Wow! And
oh my gosh! And I'm Donna. So excited to be back in news and updates. The first one of a new decade. It's not just a new year; it's a new decade, right? Oh my gosh! This is so exciting. Oh, so we're here and ready to bring you the news. That is the news in our metaverse community, Altspace VR. Mark, our esteemed producer and the genius behind all of this weekly Altspace VR news show, he's behind the camera bot, live streaming to everyone out in the metaverse and beyond. So thank you to Mark for giving us a week off, you guys. It's felt like so much longer, but it's only been a week. But we want to thank you, and we are so back and so ready to get this rocking.
no joke. I am so glad to be back here, and we still got a Christmas tree. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, anybody wants the story, I'll tell you later. I had mine up for 5 years once. Okay, anyway, TMI. So we're here to cover about all kinds of news that is here at Altspace. And but some of us, while, the news may have had some time off, many of us have not had time off because since the Info Zone was opened and the Altspace VR 101 events were doubled and the attendance of Altspace VR went up by thousands and thousands of users with new Oculus Go and new Quest and new Rift and all those wonderful things. And honestly, it has been amazing to see people fill in at the campfire and passing through the Info Zone on their way there. It's been informative and very educational. Those of us who've been staffing the Info Zones, we're learning about how to explain what Altspace VR is and how to define our community and how to really support the Altspace VR community standards and rules of conduct while still being tolerant, patient, kind, and open. There's been some moments, I'm sure some of you
I have to say, patience is a virtue, and oh my gosh, was patience tested over the holiday season. That is just one of those things.
It is, yes, and we knew that was coming, and here we are.
Yeah. So underage users have been flooding into Altspace VR, a repeat of the craziness of last year, but the Info Zone seems to be helping. At least that's what the staff says. It acts like a filter and will be more of a filter as the lessons learned during the past few weeks will be implemented with some improvements. Yeah. We've been asked repeatedly what to do about all the children. You guys, if you're asking yourself this, keep in mind that every other adult is asking the same question. So this is going to be our discussion point today. But please know that you should block people you know to be underage and report them for immature behavior. Be sure that they are underage and not sounding young. And I have to say, I am so jealous of adults that have such young sounding voices. But right? When you get over a certain mark in life, a number of years, you're very jealous of some things about the young. And so, however, so you cannot tell by someone's voice how old, so you have to be really, really careful about that. Be sure that they're underage and just not sounding that way. Stay tuned for that segment of the show, as we will be looking for your suggestions on how to ask people their age without directly asking them how old they are, which, you guys, is actually taboo.
Yeah, it's against the rules. But we're going to get creative, so get your creative hats on. We'll be talking about that. And representing the community helpers who've been staffing the info zone, please, 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 do not go in the info zone and throw a portal to an event or a home space or a world. Any portal. Please keep that to public events like the campfire, public worlds and things like the campfire, because new users often have no idea what they're doing, let alone where they're going. So give them some time to figure that out. And sometimes you'll grab somebody who's brand new, and then you're going to waste your whole time when you could be showing off your cool whatever, or bringing them to event, explaining how to maneuver, or how to turn off the blinders, how to stay muted, or whatever it is. You're going to keep training them. So let them get a little bit of tutorial going before you plunge them in. But it's also, the community helpers are taking people who've been through that exhibit there in the info zone. We're taking them flying. And so we want to make sure that we continue just that lesson to introduce them to our community without having that disruption. And the portal is really, for those that have hosted events and had one thrown in your event, seriously disrupting. So no portals in the info zone, please. And
For those
I love it. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, Laurel. For those of us who have been helping out in the info zone, we found that there are often many international users coming in with little or no English. And you guys, this is amazing. We need to give serious credit to the people who are coming in from other countries speaking different languages, that they're exploring AltSpace. So we do our very best to communicate, and that is a really fun challenge. But we really encourage AltSpace VR members who speak languages beyond English to come and join us in the info zone to greet people in their own language. So just spend time. If there's a bunch of rooms open, kind of circle in through different rooms. And it doesn't take long to overhear people speaking in different languages. So please, we would welcome your help. And also consider creating events in your language and time zone to help broaden the appeal to everyone here.
Honestly, we need those events, so please don't worry about trying to always cater to the North Americans. Now, we have some VR news that is only slightly related to AltSpace VR. Microsoft, the owner of AltSpace VR, announced that their SharePoint spaces are moving into beta. Now, these are VR, AR, and XR integrations into SharePoint that allow enterprise and educational institutions to access files and data in VR and AR and host interactive meetings. And so be aware that that is that is out there, and I'm sure that it is going, it's going to be interesting. There's going to be some crossover because you can create easy to generate meeting spaces with no coding, no Unity, really easy to use interface that are actually pretty high resolution. And so we shared a video in the news on the VR News channel in our News and Updates Discord. So check those out. Again, we're not sure how many of the AltSpace VR team are actually working with the SharePoint Spaces team, but there's got to be some bleed through, and I think we're all going to benefit with this. So if you work in a company that uses SharePoint, consider accessing the beta through them and checking it out, because we're really eager to learn more about this new development. And we'd love to get your input on how that is working. I think that's exciting.
Okay, so now on to updates. So just like our event took a week off, a few other events gave their volunteers time off. AltSpace VR, some of their staff took time off as well. So this coming week, we expect to be full of updates as the team comes back to work and returns to development. They've got lots of support tickets. They've got lots of requests. There's lots of things on on Discord. So one of the first things on their list is dealing with the YouTube issues, which has been one of the most asked questions especially in the 101s, and one of the most asked questions in the 101 and from everybody with the problems that we're experiencing with YouTube.
And many have been frustrated with this over the past couple of weeks, and they've been unable to share YouTube videos and playlists and events and worlds. Now, please understand, this is not an AltSpace issue. It's a YouTube issue. YouTube has a limit on how many videos you can access through an AP, and they decided to lower it recently without telling anybody. And AltSpace VR users hit that limit with this major influx of new users and the encouragement to create so many instant events. Staff is aware of it, and they are working with YouTube to figure out an answer. So stay tuned on that, and we will let you know what's going on.
Now, we are announcing the updates as we learn about them in our news and updates Discord server. So if you aren't a member, please join to keep up with the things that are happening in the news items that are happening in AltSpace VR. Okay, now on to world building. Well, many of the development team had a much needed respite. Okay, sorry. I need to read all the words before this sometimes. Some of the world building team, I could be stumped by the oddest words. Some of the world building team kept working on the new preview Unity build, and they've also fixed the page issue that caused problems for those with more than 25 templates in the AltSpace VR Unity uploader. The command prompt window is re-enabled to view background processes in the foreground per popular request. We love that, right? You guys ask for things, and AltSpace listens and tries to accommodate as much as possible.
Yes, and AltSpace VR staff member Anthony M. worked throughout the holidays. He didn't take any time off to get the new uploader release out. And it also includes the ability for power users to turn off auto layers in the new settings tab. There's also a new offline mode to allow people who use the editor without logging in or having troubles logging in. So uploading templates from Unity is disabled, and you'll still have to upload your templates on the altvr.com website, but this should help those people that are having the login challenges and things for the uploader. Now, the latest release was issued Thursday, and it is version 0.8.5. Please offer feedback on the new improvements in the world building channel and the AltSpace VR Discord server.
Okay, here's where we need a drum roll, please. I've never been a drummer, although after an hour in Beat Saber, I seriously think I could be a drummer. One of the improvements coming soon to AltSpace VR is the management of featured worlds and the worlds menu in general. So currently, the Worlds tab is only accessible through going to Settings, go to the General tab, flip on the Access to Worlds beta, and hopefully this will become much easier for people to find, easier to find interesting and educational worlds and be able to save them as favorites. You guys, we hear about the problems with saving to favorites, so hopefully it'll get easier soon.
I hope so. But until then, please turn on that World tab, but more importantly, on Wednesdays, the World Building Tour and Showcase is on. And they celebrated 2 weeks of tours focused on holiday worlds in AltSpace, then they took a break. And the next one that's coming up is Yoko's Worlds. That is coming up on Wednesday. And then we're doing Homer's Worlds the next Wednesday, which, oh my God, Homer is so gifted when it comes to building what we call hand-sculpted worlds, where he uses the world editor to kind of break rules. And Yoko's Worlds are beautiful. And we have a variety of things. We're already scheduled out almost to March with some great world-building tours. So make sure you check that out on Wednesday.
Oh, that's fabulous. You guys, going to that World Builder Showcase Tour is an amazing opportunity, not only to see worlds, but to connect with the people who built them and to ask questions. Because a lot of times we see things in worlds. I don't build worlds myself. I see things and go, oh my gosh, Daisy Shaw, how did you make that aquarium style thing, right?
No kidding.
Or different things in Karen's world. Homer, so you don't hear about him, but he has amazing worlds. So you guys, great opportunity. We share articles regularly in our AltSpace VR News and Updates channel and on our News and Updates Discord server. The response has been amazing, and if you find an article or technique to share with us, please do so. As long as you find these helpful, we will keep doing them. So thank you, everyone. So for more information on world building, visit helpvr.com. help.altvr.com and developer.altvr.com.
Yeah. All right, now it's on to events. And I don't know if you all remember
My favorite
it.
part!
I know, but just a few weeks ago, it was announced the Great Meetup Challenge of 2019. And the winners should be announced in the next week or so. All right, so I want to see some emojis. So give me some hand clapping if you did an event during the Great Meetup Challenge. How many are going for that prize-winning Oculus Quest and a hoodie from AltSpace? Oh, I think
you
some
guys-
people did it. Yeah.
You guys are competing against
Work for me,
Laurel
work for me.
because she worked hard at those events, you guys.
I want a Quest. I want a Quest. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah. So it was awesome. The topics were so amazing and so diverse over the 2 weeks of that competition and colorful. Wow. There was a fantastic range of events that not only tested many of the template spaces and AltSpace, but also the ability to create events. And I'm really hoping that our feedback will help the events team and the developers improve the event creation process. How many would be in favor of that without a doubt? Okay. But also hope that we also hope that if one of the meetups clicked and you found like minds, keep them going. Keep them going. I love that. I'm still looking for my knitting one. Donna, get on that. Mark, get on that. I want a knitting meetup.
In 2020, it's going to happen.
It's got to happen. I want my knitting meetup. But if you did find people that you have things in common, please keep that thing going because it's a great way to connect with like minds.
Oh, it really is. Just as a side note, for the first time, I did 25 days in a row. I held an Advent event in the morning, 25 days in a row. And it was the most amazing experience. I never missed one. I never slept through one at all. I was at every one. And I met the most amazing people. Some people came to most of them. Sometimes people only came to one. But it's a great opportunity to meet people. And like Laurel said, like-minded, and you can have conversations. It's such a great opportunity. So now during the holiday season, many events slowed down or paused as people went out about their holiday business. Some of them went away. They went traveling or spending time with family in the real world. So now that we're getting back into it, starting after this weekend, expect events calendar to start filling up again. So make sure you check it on a regular basis because new events get added all the time. Now, the exciting thing about this week is the Consumer Electronics Show, known as CES, starts this coming week. Oh, you guys, I've already seen so many posts about it, and people are going and getting ready to go and talking about the presentations they may be doing or attending. So make sure you check it out. Now, our wonderful Chuck who hosts Health Systems Chuck will discuss the latest in new healthcare technology, AI, robots, drones, sustainability, and all the new technology coming from one of the largest technology conferences in the world. And Chuck makes everything interesting. I have to say that there's just not a topic that Chuck can't make you actually want to learn more about it, no matter whether it's a passion of yours or not. He is just infectious with information. So check out this great event. It's happening on Thursday, you guys, January 9th.
Yeah, and I've been to CES many times and spoken at it stuff, and it is insanity. When she says
I've
big,
never
you
gone.
have no idea. You
I've
have
never gone.
no idea how huge this thing is.
I want to go.
It is,
That's bucket
it's
list.
multiple hotels, the conference center, and everything else, and you can have 85 conferences in one huge thing. Anyway, we went through all of the previews, all of the information of what to expect, and we have uncovered a few things we wanted to bring up for you.
Hang on.
2021,
we should host news and updates from CES. Who thinks that would be a good idea?
Mark, I think that would be brilliant.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, sorry.
He's covering his head. Start paying. All right, come join us at CES next year. Let's set up a Patreon account so you can fund us going through it. All right.
Yeah. Sorry, Laurel.
All right, and That's okay. No, that'd be awesome. So we went through. We dug through some of the different news and announcements. And now there's going to be surprises all week. So all we know is what we know, and there'll be more announcements going through. There's not a lot around VR and AR and XR and stuff. There's a few things, but not too much going on. Cyber shoes will be making an appearance. These are shoes that let you walk and run on a virtual reality game. They even have cyber carpet. Everything used to have an I in front of it to be cool. Every brand, now it's going to have the word cyber in front of it. I can see this happening.
Yep.
So there's also haptic feedback, which is huge this year. And the new B-Haptic wireless full body suit is called Tact Suit will be on exhibit. And that's a step closer to Ready Player One.
Take me there. Beam me up, Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty.
I love it. You know what, Calgon? You want the suit. Okay. Arcadio has an haptic game. Now, this is fascinating. Gaming chairs are coming in. This haptic gaming chair is controlled with a mobile app, and GT Throne is another interactive gaming chair that vibrates to audio.
Bucket list.
Okay. So these and others will be on display in the exhibition hall. If you are near Las Vegas and putting that on your ticket here this week on your schedule, just realize that many of these things are not available for the consumer market. They are just still in their prototype stage, or they're for enterprise. So, I hope we can see some cyber shoes coming our way, and the new gloves and things that are coming out. I want me some cyber carpet.
You guys.
We'll see. And what else have we found?
Well, and we're starting a new decade, you guys. The things that are going to happen in this decade are going to blow our minds.
Yes,
oh my
they
gosh.
are. You want to be there for it.
Now, how do you say this word? Flex sound?
Flex sound. You did beautiful. Flex sound.
Yeah. So Flex sound will show off augmented audio tech to add touch sensations to audio-visual listening experiences like games, televisions, movies, and music. Helium is technology many of us have been watching for a while, and will be on exhibit. It is an augmented and virtual reality interactive media channel. Tongue twister, but it's controlled by a brain-computer interface and heart rate via consumer wearables. You guys, that is so blow your mind stuff. I know, right? Oh, vibrating right now. Calm down. It is currently used. I don't need a chair to vibrate, just so you know. It is currently used for self-management of anxiety, pain, and sleep, and helps with mood improvement without drugs as a portable system for VR and AR. You guys, the advancements in this technology are they are really going to, blow the mind, in case I didn't mention that before.
And a few other parts. So, again, I love it. I want that on the blooper reel that Donna's vibrating with this. Okay. So, there will be a variety of VR gear on display, but again, nothing is expected to be announced from Oculus other than kind of what we already know about the link and the finger tracking. But we might be surprised because CES is where they make the big announcements, and the one that follows in a few weeks or so that's over in Europe. So do stay tuned, and do know that part of it may be live streamed by AltSpace, so do check the event schedule for that. All right. So, and if we find anything that is exciting and we're sharing is coming out of CES, we will be putting it on our Discord channel. So keep your eye out on that, and we will share what we know when we know it.
Did you guys catch that? We have a Discord channel. You should join it.
It's awesome. All right.
Okay.
What's going on here?
Okay, again with the challenge with the words, but let me see if I got this one. There's a new podcast with Fedora and Pixels. Okay, what she said, and Pixels, that started last Friday. It's called Point of View. I missed this. I couldn't watch it. I can't wait to catch the next one. Okay, when on the event schedule, it looks odd on the calendar as it is a period point OV. That stands for Point of View. These two longtime community members are bringing debate back into style. You guys, I love debates. I can't wait for this. As they take opposite views of a topic each week, You guys, that's how we learn most, right? When two people are debating an issue and you sort of think about this side and then you think about that side and then you sort of think, oh, I might agree with that. And then somebody comes back with another great argument. I love this. So they bring a topic in each week in a fun, friendly. Most importantly, you guys, it's respectful. We can respectfully agree, disagree, etc. So they have a respectful environment. Debate is one of the greatest traditions we have in the world to explore topics. This is uber exciting. So check it out on Fridays.
Yeah. And another new event is by Mike P., formerly known as Mika, called Telepathic Rum, an adults-only event that we don't know much about.
Ooh.
But if Mike P. is involved, one of the brilliant people between the open mic night, if he's involved, then expect it to have some great fun and silly stuff that's going on, because they are way, 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 way too funny.
Now, we all have favorite places and worlds, etc. in all space, and there are so many to choose from. World Builders have given us some of the most iconic places here in all space, built sometimes just with the go. It's really very, very creative. So one of the first places I found when I came was a new user in AltSpace. It still remains one of my favorites, and it was built by Alan. And it's called the rooftop, I'm blanking on it. The New York
VR rooftop bar.
Yeah, okay, so but it's a great space. So now what Alan has done is added happy hour to the event schedule, a hangout and mingle at the VR rooftop bar on Saturdays. What a great way to know people and connect. And if you haven't experienced the amazing events and activities on Saturdays here at AltSpace, give them a whirl and then cool down during the new happy hour event.
And hang on, a little technical difficulty here. Yep, there. Okay. So VR Church has been playing around with their event schedule and different things, but they have now set up their VR Church for Australia, Europe, and America schedule going forward. So check the calendar for a time that works best for you, and please don't forget the amazing VR Church Life with our own Donna McTee here, was doing a wonderful social and sharing and support system, and honestly, love that. I love that you're doing that.
Oh, I've been having the best time. We do the Friday early morning, so it's 3 a.m. Eastern, and we get a lot of people from North America, but we usually have anywhere from 6 to 10 countries of people that come and talk and ask questions, and same with the Australia church services at the same time at 3 a.m. Eastern, and there's a lot of people that when regular events happen in AltSpace, it's during the day, the next day. Our evening events are during the day. So these middle of the night events, we have the opportunity to meet the most amazing people from the Philippines, from Indonesia, from New Zealand, from Australia, Europe sometimes. It's just fabulous. Now another one, Ron Flannery continues with his monthly humanism meetups, with one tomorrow, discussing the say that word, domestication, holy cow, you guys, sorry about this, domestication of humans. It's a fascinating deep dive into how the domestication of animals has actually a part of the, how many times I got through it
domestication.
It's a great exploration. English, for some of you, may be surprised to know that English is my first language. It doesn't always appear that way. So Ron's event is a great exploration of humanism, values, science, and philosophy, and it's really worth checking out, you guys.
Okay, wait a minute. You can do philosophy, which is spelled with a P. Okay, I just want to make sure, because philosophy is one of the words I struggled with when I was young. Philosophy. What is that? No, good for you. I love it. All right, so a few months ago, the popular Rocket Party event needed a new host. We thought it was going to be lost and gone from AltSpace, but it's back, and they expect an exciting year as NASA and everybody else, SpaceX and stuff, sends a whole bunch of more garbage out into space. I mean, the stuff is not going out garbage, but there will be garbage if I'm not doing that right. That sounded better in my head. Anyway, there'll be all these launches going up, cluttering up our skies. No, in the last few weeks, there have been a ton of news about the fact that the skies are now so filled with stuff floating around it that they can't see the stars. All the telescopes and stuff are having trouble seeing stars and planets and looking out. And if you haven't seen it, check out an amazing photograph that's going around. I'll try to remember to put it on our news and updates, or if you can get to it faster, our Discord, of a view from our planet out from space with all the satellites. It's amazing. Anyway, there are going to be nonstop events coming up. The next SpaceX launch party is on Monday, but I think this is going to be, this year and next are going to be some pretty amazing things happening in outer space, and the rocket party will be there.
And if you haven't checked it out, I've gone to a couple of them, and I'm not even that much into, like, my passions don't lie in space exploration, and I've had the best time. They're really interesting events. Now, another one, Poetry Slam, is rocking it on Monday nights. And they are teaming up with Laurel's Creative Writing Meetup. Oh, this is awesome, to bring some creative poetry writing skills to our community. You guys, the things you bring to our communities are just amazing. The Creative Writing Meetup has moved from Mondays to Tuesdays for the new year, so make sure you update your personal schedule so you don't miss a moment improving your writing skills.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. We've got some great stuff, writing stuff planned this year. So Tech Talk, this
my
with Jesse,
Yes.
offers live, intimate conversations with those pioneers, developers, artists, and the geniuses behind the world's technology, and it's a must-attend event. Now, Minimum Specs is this Friday, and it's a podcast that's discussing viral and augmented reality news and information with Cooper and NA. One of many such gaming and VR industry news style podcasts that we have in AltSpace VR, so check those out.
And then, now we get to Educators in VR, and Laurel and Daniel are doing so many amazing, influential things in the educator space in VR. So they're resuming the weekly Tuesday workshops, and this coming Tuesday features, you guys, don't miss this, Chris Madsen of Engage is presenting a workshop on how to use VR in the classroom and how to make a VR-friendly classroom. He's a dynamic speaker, a longtime VR expert. Really excited about this workshop, but you guys, you do not have to be a teacher to gain information from these Educators in VR workshops, right? So you can use them in your individual events, when you're helping people with events. All the tips and stuff you get from these workshops are really valuable in different areas of our VR life.
Thanks, Donna. I love it. It's been an honor. It's been an honor starting that. But I am most excited and dreading.
No dread. Okay,
no dread.
We can hardly wait.
I know, the 2020 Educators in VR International Summit. It's February 17th through the 22nd. It will feature over 80 hours of educational workshops and presentations of integrating VR and AR into the classroom for research and development. And it's going to be spread across 6 days, most of them right here in AltSpace VR. There will be live streams and individual workshops, experts from around the world. The entire event is free and open to the public. And Educators in VR can't make this is not going to happen unless we have volunteers. So if you would like to volunteer, please see us after the event. We'll get you the information you need. You can join the Educators in VR Discord. This is a groundbreaking conference. It's completely virtual. We're already getting requests for people to stream it locally, but this is all meant to be done virtually. And we'd love to have you be involved in this. It's going to be amazing. So thank you in advance and before, beyond, and above.
That's awesome.
Great.
Okay, and before we say goodbye to 2019, although seriously, she is in my dust already, we'd like to say thank you to incredible community members who gave up so much of their time these past few weeks to celebrate the holidays for all of us around the world. Many of us don't have family or close friends to celebrate and share the holidays. AltSpace VR is a family. And even if we do have families, I tell you, the families you pick, we have a strong bond with the families we pick. And so AltSpace is a family to many of us. So thank you to everyone who spent hours and weeks, even months preparing the wonderful holiday events and activities this year.
a friend of mine says, family is for blood. Family is the family. That was a
That's
lovely one.
awesome. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful. So thank you to Mark for the wonderful readings of the Christmas at Red Butte, the Polar Express. Thank you to the Rooftop Crew and other event hosts who held special holiday events with everyone here. Thanks to Stevie Boy and everyone who helped celebrate Hanukkah here in AltSpace VR. That was wonderful. Second year for that. And thanks to Nira and Ben for building an amazing New Year's Eve fireworks celebration. Honestly, it was all tuned to music. I think it's still going on. I think they're still showing up. Unbelievable. And to the other, many, many others that are just way too many to. I could be an hour here mentioning everyone who gave of themselves to make this holiday special for others.
And really, Ben and Nira, the New Year extravaganza, if you can catch it, it doesn't take that much of your time, but seriously, it is something to behold. Just like so many of the other worlds are, but catch it if you can. So
I think
from
she
all
spent
of
2 months working on it or something. What a gift.
Oh, and Nira was working late night, like almost so many nights. So I went to visit her once and saw them testing with the fireworks and stuff. The fireworks is incredible. The things they had to learn in order to do that, to synchronize it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, and just like the scavenger hunt for Daisy Shaw, the one she did.
Oh
over
yes, the Christmas thing.
Oh,
See, I told
Daisy.
you, I'm going to forget everybody. There's too many.
Yeah, yeah,
Daisy.
that's right. And I didn't mean to point that out, Laurel,
No, I
but
love
seriously,
it.
I talked to so many people that had so much fun doing it. So you guys, when you see a world builder, you give them hearts and hugs, not inappropriate touching, but hearts and hugs, because they go to a lot of work to make fun things for us to enjoy in AltSpace. So from all of us at the News and Updates, we want to thank you for helping make AltSpace VR such a loving and compassionate community. Like every family, we have our helpers, we have carers and nerds, fixers and planners, boycotters, troublemakers, trolls, and wallflowers. That's what defines our community, right? It's our community, and every single thing you guys do to make this a better place adds value to this community. So here's to an amazing, if I had arms, I'd be lifting them, but I don't. Here's to an amazing new year filled with great friends, piles of laughter, and many, many happy events.
Indeed. And remember, the conversation doesn't stop here in AltSpace VR. Check out all the various Discord groups we have in the AltSpace VR community, all the activities. And there is a new, it's not so new anymore, the official VR group is there on Discord, and many of the other ones are rocking it. So we have a list in the lobby just for you, along with other links and helpful things. Now it's time for our discussion. And I want to, we don't have a whole lot of time for this, but I think it's something that we really need to talk about.
Okay, so just bear with us. The InfoZone is about 3 weeks old, and we're learning so much about the expectations of new users to AltSpace VR, what things people need help with, and how they can fit into our community. And keep in mind, you guys, when you meet somebody new, they don't know the things you guys know. They don't necessarily know how to move around, how to do things. They do things by accident. And it's really anything we can do to help new users makes our community better. So during this last episode, we started a series to discuss the questions we're starting to hear regularly here, like, do you work here? What can you do? I have to tell you, so many new users have been calling me Miss. And I have to tell you, when you get to a certain age, hearing that, wow, it's so sweet.
I love that.
Yeah.
The next question that we'd like to answer has to do with the age limitations here in AltSpace.
Yes.
As many of us are having issues with underage users. Please tell me I'm not alone.
No.
Yeah?
Not
Yeah,
alone.
the underage user thing is really frustrating here. So when it comes to setting an age restriction on websites, online apps, and even VR apps, the law is set by government bodies like the UK, the EU, Canada, the United States, etc. Some have stricter laws, some have looser laws. But their laws influence, many of their laws influence all the users in other countries. For example, the EU's GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation Law, no matter what country they live in, they're impacted by this law. Okay, so you can be in the United States, not be in the EU, you're still subject to this law. So AltSpace and Microsoft needs to comply with those rules. However, as AltSpace VR is a global platform, which rule rules?
That is a question of the day. In this, AltSpace VR is relatively new. There's going to be lots of new policies and restrictions and regulations happening over this next decade. We're going to see a lot of it. So the age restrictions vary from 13 to 16 generally, but a new California law just went into effect January 1 that sets the age to 17. But that has limitations as the law applies to the buying and selling of personal and private data, not just general access to online content. So seriously, this is confusing for everyone. So Microsoft has made the decision to set the age limit for AltSpace VR to 13. We are now being asked repeatedly in the info zone and elsewhere to explain why. And seriously, it's very frustrating for kids under 13 to understand why they're getting kicked out. They come in as guests and they get kicked out. And so it's important for us to understand the reasons so that we can help share that with other people.
And it's tough when they hear other children's voices.
Yes.
And they think this, well, other children are in here, why can't I be in here? It's not the point. So in compliance with these laws, people under the age of 13 are protected due to privacy. It's believed that by 13, an online user should understand the risks and dangers of exposing their private personal data, understand the consequences there are. Now, I'm not 40-year-olds, no, or even older, because I had to chastise my mother for putting her birth date in her new Gmail email address. Okay?
Oh my gosh! True,
you would think that she would know better, okay?
Yeah. It happens. There are many scientific and medical debates over research about the impact of VR on the developing brain and social abilities of young children, but that's not the issue. This is about law. It's as simple as that. You can't get a driver's license, you can't vote or buy liquor or cigarettes until you reach a legal age. And this is no different. This is a law. 13 is a law. It's not being mean. It's not being selective. It's a law. What's different is that because AltSpace VR is in the Oculus store and other VR stores and not restricted as an adult-only platform through the child lock system, at least that we know of, and parents aren't strictly controlling the access of their children. I had a parent asked me in a one-on-one session if his 8-year-old was allowed in AltSpace. And so even parents don't always understand. So this isn't, so because AltSpace is free, it's easy to access, and it just looks like it has the appearance of a children's game.
Yeah, we've heard some parents in the background come into AltSpace with their children. Okay, that's okay as long as they're constantly with their child. And the cartoon and the childlike training grounds and the info zone appeal to children, as Donna just said. So, when it's possible, community helpers that are staffing the info zone explain to parents that it's not for their 8-year-old or their 4-year-old or their 6-year-old, and sometimes they understand. But it's challenging that is the want to share the wonder of this magical world that we've built here. They want to share it, and we appreciate that. But the law is the law, and so as Donna said, they're not in place to hurt. So honestly, how do we deal with this? So, got some ideas, Donna?
Well, first, know that it's against AltSpace VR and some laws to ask someone their age directly, as tempting as it is. And I've broken this rule myself, I'll admit that, because sometimes it's just, It is also against staff policy to remove someone from AltSpace VR without verification of their age. So it's such a catch-22. How do you get verification without asking their age directly? I found one. Ask them the time zone. Kids
they don't know
the time zone. Yeah.
But then again, I think some 40-year-olds don't know time zone either.
Well, that's true of a lot of things, right? I mean,
I know it. So and remember, as we've mentioned earlier, just because they sound young, don't judge them as young. Just be aware. You need an admission of some sort of age. Because honestly, there are some 40 and 50-year-olds that behave more like children here than most children. But you know what? We're glad of it. And I'm eager to call these people friends, okay? I love that part.
Truth, I have had some of the most interesting conversations with people and then later found out their age and blow me down with a feather. Like it's shocking sometimes. So be clever and use tools provided for us by AltSpace to block children and report them for immature behavior. And if you're like me, it's really hard to do this it's really easy to do it to a kid who's misbehaving and being disrespectful. It's really hard to do it to some of the kids that we see who are mature and just trying to make their way, and maybe they're lonely. You could see that by some of the questions they ask or the things they do, and that's what I find just really hard. However, it helps to create a cumulative record, and if we all do that, the staff can react quicker if we block children and report them for immature behavior when we know, when we realize that they're underage.
Now, you can be clever by asking if the person is at least 10 or at least 17 or something like that. And if they say yes, you can ask another number. Are you at least 11 or so? Many will start to falter and then admit their age. Then you can block them and report them for immature behavior. You can ask what grade they're in or what year they were born. Those are legal questions. Now, there's some confusion over this. If they are legal, in general, they should be born before 2007. I had someone tell me they were 17, and I said, so what year were you born? And they said 2011. Just immediately said, wait a minute, there's a math problem here. So in the UK and the EU, they need to be in year 8 or higher. There's always exceptions, but in the US it's 7th, and Canada it's 7th grade or higher. So I want to open up the floor and ask you, what are some suggestions? Help us deal with it. What are some suggestions that you have in dealing with those people that are underage? So if you can all hit your raise, whoever wants to participate, hit your raise hand button, and we'd love to have you. Remember, it's not a toy, and we'd love to hear your opinion. Sunny, hey, my friend.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going.
Great show. This is my first time making it to the news and updates, and I'm blown away. Good job. Yay!
Thank you.
I do have a suggestion. I moderate some events where we basically execute Order 66 because kids are not allowed in there.
Yep.
And I think it would be helpful if when we hit the kick button, if it would allow us to the option to report for being a child. Because I can't block them and then kick them, because once I block them, they're gone. And in order to report, you have to block. So if we could have that option to report when we kick, that'd be great. That's all I can say.
I love that.
That's awesome.
That is brilliant.
Also, I really want to be a community volunteer, so hi.
Yay! Excellent. Which, by the way, if you don't mind, Sunny is the backup host for the weight loss meetup here, and she's doing an amazing job. So thank you.
Big event coming at the end of February for Rare Disease Day too. So keep an eye out.
Yeah.
For that.
Oh, that's right. You want
sweet.
to talk about that for just a second? Because you got the floor. Talk about that for just a second, because that's
okay.
Awesome.
I'll keep it brief because I don't want to take everybody's time. But every day at the end of February, they chose it to be February 29th as a bit of a joke because we don't always have that day because of leap years. It's Rare Disease Day, so essentially it's a day to kind of give a little bit of attention and bring attention to the existence of rare disorders. And it's brought up on, if you go to rarediseaseday.org, you'll learn all about it. I usually have support from the National Organization for Rare Disorders behind my event. I do this on Twitch usually, but now that I'm on AltSpace, why not have an event in VR? Sounds like a lot of fun. So that's what I'm going to be doing. It'll be on February 29th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So keep an eye out for that.
All right. I love that. And thank you for doing that. Oh, God, I love our community. And Sunny's one of the great ones here. We got so many fun people. All right. Dank Maga. You're on the air.
Megan.
Okay.
It's Megan. Thank you.
Oh, Megan, I'm sorry.
Suggestion
That's off.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have a suggestion for April Fool's Day and new map. So for April Fool's Day, like a trick map, like a maze.
You mean a world?
And
Called
we get
maps or worlds? Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
a world,
Okay.
like a trick world. If every time you get to a corner, you get pie in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm suggesting like
Okay.
a Christmas world,
Okay.
every every holiday
that-
world.
That is great. Doesn't help us deal with the little children here in Alt Space, but that's a great idea. Make it happen.
But you guys, just a suggestion, you
Oh, I
guys,
was thinking of-
for any options things you're thinking of that aren't related to age restrictions right now, Wednesdays, Mingle and Chill, Keegan, program owner at Allspace VR, actually has a half hour where she takes audience comments and questions for an entire 30 minutes. So if you have suggestions or thoughts about Allspace VR, head to Mingle and Chill on Wednesday nights. That's a perfect time to bring up a feature like you just suggested, okay?
Yeah, I like it. All right, Sir Hammer, you're up. How can we help deal with kids? Sir Hammer? Okay, let's see, who's next? Daisy Shaw, our awesome Daisy Shaw. Advice?
Hi. I agree with Sunny, and it also applies to worlds. I very often have to, well, I'm forced, I hate doing it, but I'm forced to kick somebody out of one of my worlds, especially when I'm holding an event of some sort. And I hate to kick them out because there's no report filed of any sort, so nobody knows why they've been kicked out. And sometimes they've been so bad, they really need reporting. But anyway, my suggestion for the info zone, because I believe that very often the perpetrators are just blocking the CHs and the admins. Well, can't block admins, can they? But they block the CHs. So why not
Community helpers.
come in and just turn your tag off, and you know, especially the admins that you might have to ask to come in and help from the campfire, perhaps they could turn their tag off before they come in so that they can witness what's going on without them, you know, without the perpetrators just clearing on.
And you bring
I
up
think
a
that was
really,
brought
really...
up on Discord as well.
Yeah, it's been brought up. One of the biggest problems is that often by the time that we can get, that staff can come into the info zone, the people, I've over and over and over again, I've had issues because I've been hanging out there trying to test the waters, and I've had issues with just being besieged by kids. And by the time that the staff gets in there, they have dispersed and calmed down. And many of them hide in corners, the staff do, so that they can't be seen because they understand that's an issue. But there's nothing going on, and they act, they're like, oh, you know, well, okay, we're tired now. And then there's nothing happening. So yeah, but that's a really good point. You made some very, very good points, and the reporting, I think, is really smart, and I hope they add that on there.
Yeah, I'm sure that if you have your tag on, it stops you having the ability to suspend them. But it would be really good if the CHs could turn off their tag, so that people don't know that they're there.
That's what we hope will happen. All right, great. I love it. All right, we're going to get one more. Zeke, what's your advice for dealing with young people?
So I'm thinking of a kind of a double solution. And one of the things I thought about is, since you have the info zone, and instead of porting people like to the home, why not port them to the info zone world first, so that they
right
can
in front of the
run
community
up.
standard sign.
Yeah, but listen, but,
I like that. Okay.
but from that viewpoint, people can get an idea of what the age group and restrictions are, and these kids can read that. But you still need staff in that zone. Plus, I've noticed most of the people in the kids, and I don't think it happens to a lot of new users, but I think from the kids' viewpoint, you can tell they're disrupting by the way they're acting. If they're teleporting, they're doing their hands a lot, or something of that nature. It's hard to tell, but that's kind of an observation I made.
Yeah, it is. But it's also hard to make that judgment. So those are good pieces of advice, and it is really hard to figure it out because I have honestly had. It's been fascinating. I mean, if you want an experience, the info zone or it's just being in the campfire right where people come in and gather the new people, it's really educational. And after the event is over, we'll talk a little more about that. But that's great input from everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is great. And, I hope that
this is awesome.
I love it. And, again, we want these young people to grow up safe and sound and to be able to come back here in Altspace and be a part of our community. This isn't about anti-kids. This is about obeying the law, and it is about making sure that Altspace is still around for when they get old enough to come back and become active part of our community. And I love that. And I know Karen mentioned that publicly as a reminder to all of us on Discord, on the Altspace Discord. And I just want to say thank you for reminding us, Karen, that is exactly what we need to be thinking. All right, everybody.
And just a side note too, that for those kids who are legal, they're 13, they're 15, they're in that young age. And in groups, they sometimes can do crazy things. But if you go into the info zone and start talking to somebody, think that maybe they're younger, you know what? Take them to a world. Teach them a couple of things. They all need to learn new things. So teach them a couple of things. Go flying with them. Even if they know how to fly, go flying with them. Take them to a world one-on-one. Oh my gosh. I had one kid come up to me and say, thank you so much. Will you be my best friend? They really respond to respect and kindness. Sometimes when they misbehave in a group, but individually they act differently. So sometimes maybe we can win some over one person at a time. Anyways. Anyways, thank you so much for this week's, that's it for this week's news and updates. You can keep up. Thanks for sticking overtime with us. We really appreciate it. Sorry, Mark. We probably make you scratch your head a lot, but sorry. You can keep up with Altspace news and updates by subscribing to our event through the channels tab on altvr.com, website Stop It Laurel. Join us on Discord, and you can watch a live stream of past events. You know how when you put something in writing and it sounds different when you're talking? The same thing happens when you're talking. And you can watch a live stream and past news events on our YouTube channel. Thank goodness Mark edits some things out. We've just added the Altspace VR announcements feed to our news and updates Discord server. We are here for you to keep you updated on the news in Altspace, so please tell a friend, share our Discord and YouTube channels with others so they can keep up with the news in and around Altspace as well.
Okay. Also, if I can breathe, we're going to hang around after the news to recover. To answer your questions, and probably the first question in your mind is, what is wrong with you two? So we'd love to talk to you. So we're also thanking for all of our news and updates, volunteers, moderators that help make this event the success that it is. If you would like to volunteer and help us out, we would absolutely love this because we do this for you. And it is, I can't even say any more than that. So happy holidays, happy post-holidays, happy New Year, everyone. And thank you, Mark, for putting up with us.
Make sure we're not fired for next week.
I feel like we're in so much trouble.